Good afternoon, boys and girls. We continue our online work. Open your students' books on page 16. Today we have a reading lesson and we are going to read an interesting text about Ezekiel the Bee Guardian. Before we read this text, let's listen to it.
CD 1, Track 10. Ezekiel the Bee Guardian. I used to be a completely different person, says Ezekiel Barzi, aged 19. A few years ago, I used to hang out with my friends and we got into trouble with the police. I felt excluded and I only saw the negative things in my community. But when Ezekiel was 17 years old, he got involved in a project run by Zoe Palmer, and his life began to change. Zoe used to be a filmmaker for a TV nature channel, and she spent some time in Albania filming bees and beekeepers. She was impressed by the relaxed and calm atmosphere around the beekeepers. When she got back to Britain, she set up the Golden Company. It teaches young people in London about beekeeping and gives them the opportunity to connect with nature and to find out how to develop, market, and sell honey products. Ezekiel is now a bee guardian, and he looks after a hive on the roof garden of the Nomura Investment Bank in the heart of the City of London. The bank buys all the honey and uses it at meetings and business breakfasts. There are several other hives in London, and they all have special bee guardians from the Golden Company. Ezekiel also helps to run a stall at a local market in the city. He and other bee guardians make beauty products from honey and sell them on the stall. Ezekiel was scared of the bees when he started his training, but he learnt to calm down and not to panic. I'm more in touch with nature now, he explains. I understand how bees operate. He is also much more confident about himself and his role in society. Now I've got a chance in life to become successful, he says. I'm glad the company was there for me when I needed it.
Okay, before we read, let's look at the key words. Excluded, исключенный. Beekeeping – пчеловодство, beekeeper – пчеловод. Hive – улей, get involved – быть вовлеченным. Honey – мед, stall – прилавок. Ezekiel the Bee Guardian. Ezekiel – хранитель пчел. I used to be a completely different person, says Ezekiel Barzi, aged 19. A few years ago, I used to hang out with my friends and we got into trouble with the police. I felt excluded and I only saw the negative things in my community. But when Ezekiel was 17 years old, he got involved into a project run by Zoe Palmer and his life began to change. Я был совершенно другим человеком, говорит Эзекиэл Барзи в возрасте 19 лет. Несколько лет назад я общался с моими друзьями, и мы попадали у нас были проблемы с полицией. Я чувствовал себя исключенным и только видел негативные вещи в моем сообществе. Но когда Эзекиэл исполнилось 17 лет, он был вовлечен в проект, который был запущен Зоей Палмер, и его жизнь начала меняться. Zoe used to be a filmmaker for a TV nature channel and she spent some time in Albania filming bees and beekeepers. She was impressed by the relaxed and calm atmosphere around the beekeepers. When she got back to Britain, she set up the Golden Company. It teaches young people in London about beekeeping and gives them the opportunity to connect with nature and to find out how to develop, market and sell honey products. Зо работала фильммейкером на телеканале «Природы», и она проводила время в Албании, снимая пчел и пчеловодов. Она была впечатлена той расслабленной, спокойной атмосферой вокруг пчеловодов. Когда она вернулась обратно в Британию, она организовала золотую компанию. Она обучает молодых людей в Лондоне пчеловодству и дает им возможность общаться с природой и находить, как развивать, устраивать и продавать продукты меда или продукты пчеловодства. Ezekiel is now a bee guardian and he looks after a hive on the roof garden on the Nomena Investment Bank in the heart of the city of London. The bank buys all the honey and uses it at meetings and business breakfasts. There are several other hives in London and they all have special bee guardians from the Golden Company. Ezekiel also helps to run a stall at the local market in the city. He and other bee guardians make beauty products from honey and sell them on the stall. Ezekiel теперь присматривает за пчелами в улье на крыше сада в Normal Investment Bank в сердце города Лондона. Банк покупает весь мед и использует его для встреч и бизнес-завтраков. Также есть и другие ульи в Лондоне, и у них у всех есть специальные смотрители пчел из Golden Company. Ezekiel также помогает запустить прилавок в местном рынке в городе. Он и другие пчеловоды делают продукты красоты из меда и продают их на прилавках. Ezekiel was scared of the bees when he started his trainings, but he learned to calm down and not to panic. I'm more in touch with nature now, he explains. I understand how bees operate. He is also much more confident about himself and his role in society. Now I've got a chance in my life to become successful, he said. I'm glad the company was there for me when I needed it. Ezekiel сначала боялся пчел, когда он начал свои тренировки. Но он научился успокаиваться и не паниковать. Я больше в контакте с природой сейчас, он объясняет. Я понимаю, как пчелы себя ведут. И он также более уверен в себе и в своей роли в обществе. У меня есть шанс в жизни стать успешным, он говорит. Я рад, что компания была тогда, когда она мне была нужна. Now, please, let's look at exercise 1. Which sentence is the best summary of the article? 1. Ezekiel Barsley started the Golden Company because he was scared of bees. 2. Ezekiel Barsley's experience of beekeeping changed his life. And 3. Ezekiel Barsley used to work for a bank, but now he makes honey. The correct answer is 2. Ezekiel Barsley's experience of beekeeping changed his life. Exercise 2. Read the article and answer the question. Number 1. Why did Ezekiel's life change when he was 17 years old? Because he got involved in a project run by Zoe Palmer. Number 2. What impressed Zoe Palmer in Albania? The relaxed and calm atmosphere around the beekeepers in Albania impressed Zoe. What is the Golden Company? The Golden Company is a company that teaches young people in London about beekeeping, helps them connect with nature, and teaches them about honey products. Number 4. Where is the hive that Ezekiel looks after? The hive which Ezekiel looks after is on the roof of the Nomura Investment Bank in London. Number 5. How does the bank use the honey? The bank uses the honey at meetings and business breakfast. What do Ezekiel and other bee guardians make from honey? Ezekiel and the other Bee Guardians make beauty products from the honey. How did Ezekiel's feelings about bee change? Ezekiel used to be scared, but now he has learned to calm down. And the last, how did Ezekiel's feelings about himself change? He feels much more confident about himself and his role in society. Okay, we continue our work and we go to page 17, telling a story. Read the writing file using different tenses. We often use a mix of tenses when we tell a story in the past. Мы часто используем разные времена, когда рассказываем историю в прошлом. We use the past simple to describe a series of events. Мы употребляем past simple, когда перечисляем серию каких-то событий. I jumped out of bed, got dressed, and went down to the kitchen. We use the past continuous for description and continuing actions. Мы используем past continuous для описания длительного действия. It was raining and the dog was barking. And we used the present simple in dialects and to describe states and things that don't change. А также мы употребляем present simple в диалогах и для описания тех действий, которые не меняются. I don't feel well today, she said. My family lives in a small house by the sea. Exercise 2. Make sentences and choose the correct tense from exercise 1. 1. Last weekend, I visited my aunt and then went to the cinema. Here we can see series of events and we use past simple. Number 2. I usually get up at 7 o'clock. We use the present simple because it is things that don't change. Yeah, I usually get up at 7 o'clock. The next. Yesterday afternoon, my sister was reading a magazine when the doorbell. In the first part of the sentence, we can see continuing action. My sister was reading when the doorbell rang, the past simple. Do you like chocolate? Asked my teacher. We use the present simple because here we can see a dialogue. Exercise 3. Read the story on the right and find these sentences. Present simple, past simple, present continuous, and past continuous. You can see a story, an amazing day. Your task will be to read this story and to find sentences in different tenses. The past simple, the past continuous, and the present simple. 3 tenses, yeah? In 3 different tenses. Okay. And then, after you read the story, please answer the questions in exercise 4. It will be your home task for the next lesson, boys and girls. Read the text on page 16. Do exercises on page 17, students group, and don't forget about your workbook, page 14, 15. That is all for now. Our lesson is over. Goodbye.